Alright, final part, and some of these characters are going to be a little more obscure, but this one certainly is not obscure, and I'm talking about Ted Grant Wildcat. Yeah, out of all the JSA characters, I really like Ted the most out of all the JSA characters. So, more or less, the reason why I'd say him as get a DC animated short, he could definitely carry his own. I still hope for a JSA animated movie, but I really liked R. Lee Ermey doing the voice of Ted, and like to see him come back and do another animated representation of Wildcat. I actually got a good story in mind, like more or less Ted narrating his first time in the ring boxing while he's fighting alongside the JSA. Like you're seeing two sides of the same story. Him thinking back to like it's basically him narrating during the present time while he's fighting some enemies of the JSA by himself, and his first time in the ring, like a past tense. That sounds like I thought that'd be an interesting premise. So, moving on. Yes, I know, Detective Chimp. This will probably never happen, but it'd be kind of cool. DC animated shorts should all be about obscure characters, so why not an animated short about Detective Chimp? I know, it will probably never happen, but in fact, I don't know what to do with it. I just thought, hey, Detective Chimp animated short, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? For some reason, I want Malcolm McDowell to do the voice of Detective Chimp. I don't know why. I don't know, I just wanted to throw that out there, but more or less, yeah. Like I said, I think the DC animated shorts should bring out more obscure characters, or you know, cult favorite characters. So, more or less, and I'm starting to actually like Detective Chimp, so, you know, why not him? Now, here's someone who probably might not get one, but it's in the realm of possibility with John. Yeah, John Constantine animated short. Definitely I'd say get someone like, I don't know, Jason Aaron or Peter David to write the script for this one. I don't know who to do the voice, but, you know, John's, now that he's back in the DC universe and out of Vertigo, you know, why the hell not, basically. You know, he's a cult favorite character, and I think he could hold his own DC animated short. But here's the thing, you gotta make it dark, gritty, and depressing. That's all fits, you know, John's persona. Something along those lines, more or less. And I think some people would agree with me that it'd be kind of cool to see John Constantine get a, you know, animated short. I think a lot of people would agree with me. Again, I think this would fall under Mike Mignola for the writing. I definitely pick him again. Or Jason Aaron, like I said. I don't know who to get to the voice, because I don't think Keanu Reeves would fit an animated character. But maybe Steve Blum again? I know I keep saying Steve Blum, but he's really good. You can't deny that guy's a really good voice actor, so he'd actually make a pretty cool John Constantine. He'd make a cool, dark, and depressing John Constantine. That, or, you know, there was someone else in mind. I had someone else who was from... I don't know, I lost him, my bad. I am so sorry, guys, but I totally lost that. But, yeah, more or less, John Constantine, DC animated. This will probably never happen as well, but hey, a guy can dream, am I right? I mean, it's in the... but I'd say it's in the realm of possibility. So, next up is Madame Xanadu, and I'm sorry if, again, my brother's got a couple friends over, so I don't know if the mic's gonna pick that up. Sorry if it does. I always bring that up because I don't know, this mic can pick up some weird stuff. Anyway, yeah, like I said, next up is Madame Xanadu. She recently also, like John Constantine and Swamp Thing and a few other characters, they came back from the Vertigo to the DC universe. She's apparently going to be on Justice League Dark, and this is another one that may or may not happen. Probably not, but it'd be a cool supernatural detective short film. Am I right? I think that it's this one's a possibility as well. This one, I don't know. I mean, this could be another one that even, you know, Gail Simone could probably write, or even Warren Ellis. I don't know why I say Warren Ellis. I don't know, just to throw a name out there, because I don't think I've used him much. But yeah, I think he could do something interesting with this. All in all, I've managed to read only some, but not all, of Madame Xanadu comics, but they're actually pretty out there. I mean, the Real Manos is the big Madame Xanadu fan, so yeah, I think if he's watching this, I hope he likes the idea of a DC animated short of Madame Xanadu, as impossible as that may be. So, and I didn't do it, just to get Real Manos' video. No, I actually gave it some thought, and, Madame Xanadu could actually carry her own DC short. She makes a very interesting character as a fortune teller, and kind of like a supernatural detective. That's not really how the comics go in some ways, but it's you could probably make the DC animated movie kind of like that. So, again, this is probably not in the realm of... It's in the realm of possibility for a DC animated short, but probably will not happen. That's the bad part. So, following that is Harvey Bullock. Now, I know what some of you guys are going to say. Well, why Harvey Bullock? I mean, he's a detective. He doesn't have any superpowers or anything. He doesn't even have super intelligence. Well, I thought actually it would be a cool, gritty crime drama. I thought he could definitely do a story. I actually thought between him and Jim Gordon. But this will probably never happen, but Harvey Bullock could definitely hold his own in a gritty detective crime story. I definitely say put Paul Dini on the movie script for that. Another thing is that I actually got a cool little mini story in my head of... there was actually a short time when Harvey worked as a private detective, and basically this story would basically be about the Mad Hatter, if Harvey facing off with the Mad Hatter. This husband and wife hire Harvey to find their missing daughter named Alice, and he goes through like through the bars, gets into a fist fight and shootout until he finally finds his way to go to face off with the Mad Hatter. I thought that'd be kind of cool, and no Batman in sight. I mean, there'd be mentions of Batman, and maybe have Bruce make a cameo. But all in all, this would be a short, gritty detective story all about Harvey Bullock. For voice actor, I don't know. I have no clue, but Paul Dini on the writing, and probably that story, because it'd be kind of cool to see Harvey's thoughts on one of Batman's lesser known but just as dangerous villains. So I thought that would work. I mean, we don't really... And actually, Paul Dini or Ed Brubaker on this story, writing the script for that. That's how I see it. Ed Brubaker did some cool stuff in Gotham Central. So, why not, why not here? Yeah, I know this will probably never happen, but it'd be kind of cool to see Challengers of the Unknown get a animated movie. That'd be kind of cool. Get Grant Morrison on the script for this short animated movie, for a short animated film. They could probably carry their own movie, and like I said, the DC animated shorts should go to obscure characters, and Challengers of the Unknown are pretty obscure. I'm not gonna lie. So, again, this is another one that'll probably not happen, but it'd be kind of cool. And I'd have Grant Morrison definitely write the script, but definitely something along the lines. I'm looking for something fantastical along the lines of like Doctor Who or early 50 comics, And I don't think anyone's thought of, hey, Challenger of the Unknown, that would make a great DC animated short. I don't even think people like Bruce Timm has thought, hey, remember those guys that Challengers of the Unknown? How about those guys should get a DC animated short? Oh well. And finally is the Blue Devil. Now, the Blue Devil, you could definitely do something along the lines of him fighting demons, or, his early life as a stuntman before he became a full-fledged demon. Something along those lines, more or less. I don't know how the story would go. It would have to be definitely short, and, again, he's an obscure character, but some people know him. Some people know who Blue Devil is, but he's never really got a lot of limelight. So, it'd be cool to see him get a DC animated short. I know that's probably in the realm of impossibility, but like I keep saying, you gotta go with the really obscure characters to get DC animated shorts. I think that should be the big rule. Like, before we go like characters like Green Arrow and Jonah Hex and Spectre, who some people outside of comics might know, or people who read comics or getting into comics might know, how about go for the obscure characters, just because we real comic book fans know how badass they are, and show off to the other people like, hey, these weird obscure characters can be equally awesome as Batman and Superman. You know, that would be my rule if I had a say in these DC animated movies, and definitely put the shorts in there. Occasionally put in a character that people know about, but not all the time. Leave it for like the obscure characters. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This was pretty fun. You guys tell me, who do you think would carry out as a good DC animated short? Not a full-length DC animated movie, but as one of those short 10 or 11 minute films, more or less. You guys can video response or whatever, but more or less, that's my thoughts. I know I did three whole videos about it, but yeah. But there were so many characters, I knew I couldn't put it on one list, so yeah, 3 parts. But anyway, I'm out.